Make sure. Yo, peace, love, and creativity to all the creative natives. I want to welcome you back to another episode, or this is the start of an episode of Creative Knowledge TV. We're gonna call this Black Male Think Tank. We want to kind of try to start doing this on Mondays, man. If anyone wants to join in with us, we're just gonna be diving on different topics that has a lot to do with just black male thinking and different avenues of that lane or whatever. So I got a few of my brothers on here, man. You already know. I'm gonna let them introduce themselves, and we're gonna start the build, man. AK, you want to go first?
Yo, what's up? Love and light from the realm, man. Thanks for putting this together, setting this up. This will get cold as more shit happens, and um, we start finding more shit. We always speak our piece on
For sure,
everything,
for
and
sure.
go deep on that shit. So, thanks again, man, for putting this together. I'm gonna let Soul go ahead.
Yes, sir. Thank you, July, for having me on the on the platform. Like my brother said, my name is Percy Elijah Dupree Williams. Is my government name, aka Elijah Soul, representing KVA '90s gang. Everybody, shout out to everybody watching the live, man. Hope this is a good build. Um, yeah, man, I'm enjoying. I'm ready. I'm excited. I'm excited to speak with my brothers. It's been a minute.
Yeah, man. Definitely, it's been a minute, man. But I appreciate you, brothers, for joining in with me, and we gonna get right into it, man. So let me start with this question, for you, brothers, and then I'll answer it last. What let's start with this. What
Sure.
do we judge women by, or what is the first thing that I don't want to say see because we already know that's a body, but
Hmm.
what is your
Yeah.
first interpretation of a woman? Do you go by her style? Do you go by her physical looks? Is it mentality? If you're that type of person where you like, man, I look past everything and I just want to get to know her first, or this, and that. So I want to just ask, what do you guys judge
Right.
women on a first date basis? Say it's a date, or it's at the bar, whatever that may be. So I'm gonna let you start.
Um, I would say the first thing I notice about a woman whenever I meet them, it happens for me. A big thing would be confidence. Um, just being comfortable and secure in herself. For me, out the gate, that automatically separates her from a lot of the other women that I come across. Um, I personally find it very attractive for a female or a woman to be very, confident, strong, independent minded, and also as well as submissive. I believe that it's possible to be able to balance the two. I don't think anyone should be having to pick one type of personality over the other. I feel like, as well as with me, sometimes, as men, we always like to say, well, what do we want to see in our women? But also, we also have to ask ourselves, what is it that we are providing to them, or what is it that we are complimenting as far as like when we come across them or when we engage in them, whether it be just regular conversation. A lot of times, for me personally, I started to, before I even have a conversation with a woman, realizing that, like, is she really this? Are we really a fit for each other? Like, or before we even get to that basis, right? Because I know, like, a lot of times if a woman is attractive, the first thing we want to do is think like, oh well, okay, I'm gonna talk to her, I'm gonna spit my game, I'm gonna, do whatever, yada yada. But understand, like, before getting to that level, trying to just really, like, just like how in a job interview, how they do is, what I'm saying, they separate the piles, or they separate the people who benefit them most importantly before we even get to the interview process. So for me, before we even get to that process of like, or you know, should we even get to that status of being in a relationship, I definitely feel like confidence to me sets them apart.
That's deep. Okay, okay. I like that. I like that. Kay, what you got to say to that? And I'm gonna come back to
I'm
that point
different,
as
man.
well.
I guess I don't like you like to see them things. It's the situation is different. I'm gonna put it in like some scenarios. Okay, if I'm like out and I'm looking, you know what I'm saying? I'm looking for what Soul said, like the confidence, like just somebody that look outgoing, and you know they gotta have physical stuff behind it. I look at how they dress. I feel like that speaks a lot to me. I feel like, and it also depends on the setting too. Um, Second case, I would say if I've been vibing with this person, like okay, and I do approach this person, we set up the date. What am I looking for in that moment? I'm looking for that same confidence that you had when I walked up on you, or vice versa. I would say even I like funny people. You know, like you got to have sense of humor or able to take a joke up. You know, kind of
Hmm.
understand. I guess it's different. Other people have different sense of humor and shit like that, but that's one of the things, and it's big to me over, I guess, long term shit. Like it's kind of like a short term thing, but um, third scenario kind of go with that. Like we, you know, been together for some years. What am I looking for then? I'm looking for
Mm-hmm.
stability, not more for me. I mean, yeah, kind of for me. Like I want to feel stable and be stable. You know what I'm saying? Especially if I'm not in this thing independently. Somebody that's stable enough to where they don't have to be told what to do, and you know they know what needs to be done. Not saying they have the answer to every single thing, but critical thinking in important moments and
Right,
decision making and shit like that. You know, able to maintain
right, right.
and still grow. Kind of just maintain what they have as
I
you know as each step of their journey comes across and whatever it is. But
like that.
I would say consistency then at that point.
I like that.
Even if she on bullshit, you mess with one of these females that's on bullshit. If you see like they just be sad because they be like, damn, she consistent with her bullshit. Just don't accept the fact like she consistent. Like that's what the fuck she want to do. You know what I'm saying? But
Right.
Right, right.
In the
people
words
change
of
though.
Future. You know. But okay, so I definitely agree with both of you guys. Of course, on the initial meeting, like you guys said, you know, we look for that confidence in their selves to say, hey, I love myself, to even just maybe if they're out by themselves or out with girls, you know what I'm saying, to be outgoing enough, to be even promiscuous enough to, you know, be looking towards other men, or be looking to be chose, because we still got to understand that men, we choose women, you know what I mean? So so it kind of doesn't really, I mean, it does kind of matter what she does, but ultimately, if no nigga wants you, I'm sorry to say, but you won't, you know what I'm saying, you won't get picked. But that's a different topic. So I mean, like so them said, you know, I think us as men now, especially as we get older, like Kay said, when you've been in a relationship long term, things like that, you look for a partner. And you know, I guess for me personally, that's a huge one, because sometimes these relationships, they end when they have a child, or they end when things come up because they're not able to work well together. So we may see sometimes that the sex may be good, or yes, shorty may be a dime, you know, different type of things. But you know, what if you guys just don't work well together? What if it's just not a fit as far as economically, um, you know, in other aspects as well.
Right.
You know, it's up to the relationship. It's up to different perspectives. So I think, especially as a man, we are looking for partners nowadays. You know what I mean? And that doesn't necessarily mean like. Now the Bible does say the woman has to be a help me, but that doesn't necessarily mean we're codependent or we need each other.
Right.
It's saying like we want each other. When you're a partner, you're choosing to be a
Facts.
part of something. You know what I'm saying? Like so you're choosing to be a part of it. But when you just codependent or when you taking care of somebody, we all know that's just leeching and shit. So
Right.
that's gonna kind of lead us into our next point of okay, so let me ask this. So what if a woman's confidence comes from having that big ass or big titties or knowing that she got
Uh
some
oh.
some good be
Uh oh.
good between them legs. You know what I'm saying? Or you know what I'm
Right.
saying? It may not come from nothing else. You know what I'm saying? But it may
Right.
come like because again, we're gonna dive back into that status that we seen on Facebook the other day. I wish I can share it on the screen, family, but so it was a status that a lady wrote, and she said, "Girl, go get that BBL, new titties, or 360 lipo. Fuck the gym." And we get this is 84 comments, family. 84 comments from women, and I don't even we don't even have to say race. We don't have to say none of that right now. We could keep that totally out of the equation. Um, you hear women a lot of times saying fuck the gym, fuck the hard work of life, just give me, fuck a nigga, get some money and go get them titties and that ass and I'm gonna be confident and get any man I want. So what do you say to that? How can you kind of tell the difference, or how can you read that confidence and kind of decipher the two? Or would you take a chance on that type of confidence as well? You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right.
I think with
I would
confidence, my
say,
bad. So damn.
Oh, yeah, go ahead. No, go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
Oh, good about. No, I
Right.
was gonna say I think with confidence comes discipline. Like you disciplined when you confident in what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? And I don't really think that's true confidence if you
Mm.
feel like you need the easy. Like you're not confident enough in doing the actual work that you take the work. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That you say fuck the gym. I'm finna go get the butt lift and shit like that. You're not confident and you're not disciplined enough to either be cool with what you have or put the work into it and get it. Like, and some people will say like, well,
Hold on, real quick. So, because I want y'all to both answer. So, is that initially giving that energy to guys that she's not disciplined, she's lazy. Does that automatically, if a woman has a BBL and all that shit, does that automatically give you guys that perspective about her?
yeah,
I would say, yeah, yeah. I mean, but I guess what they
yeah,
realize,
yeah,
yeah, I would say what they realize is that, like, bro, we men today, we have no sexual discipline at the end of the day. That to me, that's what they've come to realize, that
mm,
the average man has no sexual discipline and doesn't even think on that kind of level. Like, okay, case in point, we can talk about the people who had, plastic surgeries, the Kim Kardashians, the all the celebrities and stuff who we know for a fact have had like plastic surgery just due to just, fans watching them and watching the progress of them getting it, right? But what about the ones that, because I, when I speak on plastic surgery, it's not always about like the butt lift and the titties and all this stuff like that. A lot of people get like, plastic surgery on a lot of things that might not necessarily be for like a sexual uh invitation, or like a sexual, like, what I'm saying? Like, obviously, like butt, breast, and stuff like that. To men, that's very important. But what I think Michael, I believe if I'm saying her name right, when she was talking about it, or when she was talking about getting plastic surgery, she was speaking upon it as far as a mother going through multiple births and multiple kids and stuff like that, and getting plastic surgery to remove. I believe she said something about having C sections and stuff like that, which can obviously cause harm to the stomach area or whatever, blah blah blah. Which that to me is a whole different, separate conversation. And I kind of want to put those in different categories as far as the people who are going to Dr. Miami and you know what I'm saying, and getting that just that you know that butt implant. Like look, like come on man, look at this shit. Like like look at this shit. Like this is like,
Wow.
but then it, like look at this like.
Damn, like what? That's a lot of ass. Like that's a lot of ass.
Too
I
much,
wouldn't want to. That's
too
too
much.
thick,
Like
man.
I'm telling
Stop.
you, I'm telling you. And then we don't even want to see the black women.
right,
Like I'm just
but
showing
this is
white
all
women right
Instagram.
now. You know what I'm saying? And this is all Instagram. Look at the title I got here. I had to type it in, Instagram model.
Instagram.
Cause these bitches, I'm telling you, bro, this is what they want to do. They
Get
gave their
promoted, yeah.
content.
That's what. That's these surgeons know who they be putting that shit on. You know what I'm saying? Like, also, like, what the fuck,
It's
man?
sad,
And like,
bro. It's sad.
fellas,
Like,
like so said,
it's like
we
if
so
y'all.
undisciplined too. Like,
Facts,
we fall
facts,
for that shit. Like, oh, she
facts,
care about her body enough to go get it done in the first. Like, hell no.
facts, facts. How
And
does that
then
show that?
look at the environment these people are in. They're around that luxury environment. Like they have money and they sell that shit.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
you don't see no regular chick at no Walmart with that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like
Fact, fact. But
they
that's what
only
I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, Kate. It's finna get to that point though. It's gonna become so normalized that it's gonna get to that point where you're gonna have regular chicks gonna start trying to raise their standards of men just because they went to go spend money, and instead of going to the gym, they're gonna just go
Mm-hmm.
get that done, and they're gonna say that, hey, I deserve future though. You know what I mean? Like I
Right.
didn't change anything else, but I deserve, that man that wants to take care of me and shit. Just because I have a fat ass and stuff. You know what I mean? So again, with what we were saying on the post, and kind of I agree with what Soul was saying and what AK just said about how women know us today. We're so undisciplined sexually that 9 times out of 10, we willing to crack anything. You know what I'm saying? So they know all they got to do is throw a little ass, and you going for anything else. You know what I mean? But when we get back to showing women that no, it's truly about the nature or the natural of life. Like I be talking to my parents about this all the time. Like, how did Mary J. Blige, Aaliyah, and them still appear so fucking sexy, feminine, and just promiscuous with full clothes on? I'm talking about Letterman jackets and big ass jeans on. But I was still as a young kid like,
Mm.
damn, Joe, I would love to see what's under there. You know what I'm saying? Because again, like you can
Right.
you can kind of feel the vibe of it. Nowadays, what we see is a lot of bird brains with nice bodies.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Mentally undeveloped. Mentally undeveloped, and then like you said, it's it's only temporary. That's the only thing with investing in these things, such as plastic surgery or anything that's what I'm saying, genetically modifying the body, man. It's only temporary, so it can't. Even though let's say we all got what we wanted, as far as like what I'm saying, when it comes to our physical appearance, knowing that the Almighty didn't make us that way naturally, I feel like it'll soon eat us up. Like damn, bro, like what I'm saying, I had to do what to do this, and I had to do this to do that, and even though we might get what we want, what I'm saying, we all, I feel like that guilt in our head, and what I'm saying, and that's what I think we as men. have to start saving our women from, even though they might disagree with it. So, perfect example is in my head, I believe I'm doing the right thing by obviously trying to advocate that women don't need it and that they're beautiful as they are. But what happens when they 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 see me doing that and they think, oh, you're trying to hold me down. You're trying to, limit me from doing whatever I want. I can do
Exactly,
whatever I want with
exactly.
my body and stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly,
Like what
exactly.
sometimes we we have to we have to lead, even when being a leader, which I believe men are. We have to sometimes lead them, even though they don't. Even though we
Facts,
kind of saving them from their own
facts.
demise. You know what I'm saying? Their own. You know. Yeah.
And I mean, you
So
get a lot of the
it's tough,
feminists
man. It's
saying,
tough.
it definitely is tough. You get a lot of the feminists saying, it's my body. You men can't tell me what to do with my body. That was the whole big thing behind abortions and things like
Right.
that. Women being free with their bodies, and now it has led to this. But again, like you said, I mean, if men started promoting more of the natural, in our music,
We
in
they
our in
really
our
used to,
language.
man. Like I was
Yeah,
thinking that same thing. I'm watching like Dipset videos and you know like 2000s videos. They all sizes of women in them videos. You had like the skinny shorties and some of the big bone
fact.
ones and shit like that. It was all sizes of people. Now it's transformed into this thing where like you gotta have a big booty bit. You know what I'm saying? Tupac
Right.
video, like all of his videos and shit, they have no thick ass hoes.
That's facts. That's facts. No, that's a great point, and that's why again I can keep making this point. The more the deeper we dive into more information, we can start seeing the transition and the destruction that hip hop music and now today R&B has done to the black community, y'all. Like, cause first of all, music is how we truly communicate through different languages. So I think as you
Yeah.
guys can see, as the music evolves into more destruction, we seeing people even in
The
Africa and
consequences
in
of that.
Russia, them
Yeah.
is like obsessed with this just money and greed and shoot a
They
nigga and kill a
driven
nigga.
now. They
Nigga,
driven.
it's
Yeah.
Chinese drill rappers. How? There is Chinese drill rappers. What the fuck is the murder rate in China right now? You know what I'm saying? Like what's the
It
murder
might be.
rate in China?
It might be high. It might be high, but the thing is, what I'm saying. We as black people in America,
Yeah,
we are the trendsetters as far as the
trendsetters.
world. You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
What we promote what we promote is it becomes so popularized, and it just shifts the consciousness of just how everybody thinks in
Nah,
general. You know what I'm
I
saying?
agree.
So yeah, yeah,
I agree.
but then again, we can't blame nobody else, or I don't even want to use the word blame. But the only people who are responsible for this is the black man. We can never negate that. You know what I'm saying?
At all.
We can't never lose sight of that. Even though a
Yeah.
lot of these communities try to put you know black men against black men, like, but at the end of the day, it's our responsibility why this situation has got to this point. You know what I'm saying? We're 100% responsible for that.
Yeah, I agree 100%. And that's what Michael had made a point too that plastic surgery shit is like highest in Japan, but like we're not influenced by Japan like that. Like like you said, there's Japanese, Chinese trap rappers and shit, drill rappers. I think that
Mm,
if it was like a lot of them women do have it out there. You see it in like the cartoons and shit. They be having big ass chests and shit because that's what's really going out there in like the anime and shit. and then you come out here
Facts.
and
Hold on. They was
it's
always stickies and showing that shit in
bro,
anime.
big
So you
ass,
right.
bro, hell
You
yeah, that's
right.
where that shit come from.
You right
You
as
know,
fuck. You
we
right.
don't have no cartoons out here like that.
Oh shit. Hold
It used to
on.
be juicy as hell.
Yes, and you
They
watching
be
them, you
drawing
saw
them
that
big as fuck. I'll be
shit.
like, why?
One Punch
But
Man
you
them.
8, 9 years old watching this shit, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
yeah. 100.
that's a part
100.
of it too. So yeah, I might just be contradicting myself. There we go right there. That's how there, places like Japan where it's most popular influence that shit out here. Like motherfuckers really be going for that look too. Like you be seeing some of the white women like that do that shit be trying to look like anime women and shit. Yeah, motherfucker be weird, but yeah,
But then, but then
I don't
again,
condone.
our women don't need to do that shit.
Yeah, they
Our women
don't.
don't need to do that shit. Like I'm so tired of them using that excuse of, well, everybody else does it. Like, bro, I don't give a fuck what
Yeah,
they do.
right.
I
And
don't
but see,
care
that's
what
why
they
black
do.
folks is so
Yeah,
far behind,
I
Joe.
think they say they be like, well, why is it only wrong with somebody else? Because they be the only ones that speak up about the shit. You know what I'm saying? So everything they feel like they can't do shit because everything is always being critiqued, which it is. But
Mm,
we're the like Jay said, we're the ones that approach them.
All right.
So
guys.
if you even see now it's females
Hold on,
25,
hold
30
on.
that like look up to Ari and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Facts,
I
facts.
Well,
think that's yeah. Go ahead.
go ahead. No, I was gonna say once you level up to a certain status, that changes though.
Hmm.
Once you change your status, I do believe that that does shift, and women do start approaching you more
Yeah, but
than
those, but do
the
we
other
see?
women.
Okay, because nine
He
times
might
out of
not because
ten,
if we all started making like 200 mil right now, and we started hanging in like 200 million
clubs and
environments, you know
shit.
what I'm saying? Yeah,
Facts.
they're gonna be everywhere. So then at that point, you
But
like this
now
all
you're
I
gonna
got
have
to
to
choose
decipher
from.
facts. So now you're gonna have to decipher if she after your money or if she real. So that's kind of not a good example either, because yeah, like women do start chasing men at a certain point when a man gets that condition, right? So that's a condition. So now she's already showing that she gotta love you for a condition. But 9 times out of 10, guess what? When you try to put a condition on her, now it's gonna be, why would I have to cook? Why would I? So there goes the double standard right there, and that's why we be seeing a whole lot of discrepancy between the man and the woman, because she already be hitting us with that. Um, with that relegation of, oh, he has the money, so that's already a point of interest. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Again, bro, we gotta, like, that's what I mean about us as black folks right now. Like, we are trying to gain power from the system that took the power away and that has the power. Like, so I kind of don't get where we going with our level up. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we trying to gain economic power in an economic system that's holding you back. So we going after the same shit that the people who holding you back got already. That's how they
But
tricked
that's
us,
because
bro. And
there's
this
no
is the
system holding no. There's no system holding niggas back. There's no system holding niggas back, bro.
it's not no
That shit is
system.
that.
It's just spiritual. It's just spiritual systems and middle mediums. Me and John Green and a few of
Mm,
my other friends was talking about this a week ago, about, if you look at every indoctrination in this world, it's putting a wedge between you and nature, or you and God, or you and things that are natural. That
right,
is the plan of the
right.
system. So we want to say the system this, the system that. Black people could win in the system this, and that. That's still a medium for us to get to God in a way. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree with that right off the bat. That's just as
Real
simple
talk,
as
real talk.
we not ready to let go of that shit, bro. Look at how we do the stimulus checks and shit. We want to break away, fuck the
Man,
government, but government
Right.
like pay me my shit at the
Right.
same time. Even though it is money you work for, it's still the fact that we think that man, I'm trying
Just
to.
say it. Just say it. That someone has to give it to us instead of us going to do it on our own. That's
We
what the
hate this
fucking
shit.
problem
We want the
is.
hookup all the
we
time.
That's what
In
the
life, we want
problem
the hookup,
is.
bro. We always looking for the fucking hookup, G. Like even if you see these people run their shit, they give prices on the things that they sell, or they give they limits for their work and all that shit like that. And we
Yeah,
push people to the point to where they don't want to do shit for us or don't want to help us out no more. Like our own people too. So then
right.
yeah.
niggas now have the stigma of all of us are just some trying to get the hookup, motherfuckers. We don't want to be in the system. We don't want to do none of that shit. But we still gonna spend the food stamp money. We still gonna take the stimulus. You know what I'm saying? Like even though that shit's not a
Right.
choice, but
That's right.
we
Right.
roll out
I
the
think,
red carpet for shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Just to
but
be
I think
financially up there though.
Right.
I think we have to come to the realization that we gonna have to leave people behind once when you on that quest or that journey of progress, regardless of what it may be,
We gotta
you're
leave
gonna
these
have to
woke
leave
niggas, these
certain people
Dr.
behind.
Umar niggas.
You have to.
Hey, look, hold on. It was funny, Joe. Matter of fact, hold on, real quick. Just because you brought up Dr. Umar, Joe.
He a fucking act,
Hold
boy.
on.
Oh
He
my
a
god.
fucking clown, Joe. This nigga is hilarious. Hey, hold on, look. The other day I was hooping, right? And
Yeah,
we training with these little like white girls and shit sometimes, right? And this white girl had did like a nice spin move on me, like it was like a nice ass spin move, fam. So well, after the day go by and shit, my pops and them had sent this picture to the group chat, bro. It had me crying. Was like, Dr. Umar so pro black, he wouldn't have went down for that. He sent this picture, folks. You know how folks get mad at anything when a white man do anything to like overcome, be better than us. Hey, folks be blue. Look at this nigga, Joe. This nigga, blue. He been doing. Look, he been young as fuck, bro. He been doing this shit for years. He was like 22 on this picture. Still spilling the same speech, Joe. Leave these niggas alone, y'all. For real. He say roll out,
Bro,
then
funny as hell.
complain is not a warrior. Why this nigga always be trolling? Who folks is? Roll out, then complain. It's not a
Ooh. Ooh.
fuck, bro.
but see, I get, but But see, like I just think, bro, like you know what I'm saying. Black men just gotta really ask themselves, bro, is the woman that they be chasing or the women that they be chasing, does it benefit them as a whole, or does it benefit them like sexually? You know what I'm saying? Like, which is a big
It
difference.
just be
Which is a big
sexual
difference.
shit. That's
And
all
you
we
can't
chase,
try
bro.
to.
We yeah, my bad. Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, no, no. Go ahead. No, you was on. I was, yeah, I was done with it.
I was agreeing with you, man. Like we to do anything for some cat, you know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers do anything to crack, bro. Or like just take anything nowadays. We don't care about long term shit. You shared this video with this dude that was like 94, and that's what he was saying, bro. Like stop fucking all the time. That's how you live. All this shit called arthritis. You get sick and you always taken away from your body and shit like that
Yes, sir.
yeah.
every time you doing that shit.
Hell
They do
no, he was
anything
bad.
just to get the nut off.
He was capping though, but he was telling the truth at the same time. But see, that's the thing. Like I said in my video that I just dropped today about that's because we like P say, man, we gotta start with us as men just promoting and actually being healthy from within and without, bro. Like healthy with our
Mm,
conversations, healthy with the food we eat, healthy with the
right.
actual medicine we do digest, which is certain spiritual systems, certain definitely certain herbs and healing and meditation and things like that, writing, shit like that.
100%.
So black men, we have to start leading as far as being the first to be healthy. That's how we can start to have healthy sex, healthy partnerships,
Mm-hmm.
and then kind of tweak the minds of women to make them want to be healthy. I heard a quote.
But
Remember when the whole trend was the black woman was the god, and they were saying that if black women right
mm-hmm.
now wanted or craved every nigga to be in suits, um, every man would
Right.
change for women. Do y'all think that's true, or do
No,
men kind of
100%.
forward society?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say about the
I
plastic
think, I
surgery
think,
shit
yeah.
too.
I
Like
mean, we
we
agree.
would if that was the thing to do, if women made the thing that they had to do that to really make themselves look like the prize, niggas would do anything. Niggas would work all kinds of jobs, all this shit just to maintain that piece of ass at the crib. You know what I'm saying? Or they'll they'll definitely start going out looking for that shit. Like, oh, this is what the women got on the plate now, and this is like their criteria to pull this kind of woman, and
Right.
they'll do all of that shit just because they look good. Again, don't know shit about the sister, like none of that. But because
Right.
she got the BBL and the titties done and shit, we think, oh, I'd do anything for this woman. You know what I'm saying? Like just because I feel like there's some niggas that feel like that's the true reward is getting a woman like that physically.
I would say,
That's very true.
I
That's
say,
very
man,
true. My brother Bob in the chat said he
uh,
be
we
needing some cat, yo. My
we we gotta
my brother,
start leading,
my
bro.
brother.
We gotta start lead. We gotta start leading first, bro. We gotta start
Yeah,
leading. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
I
That's
agree.
definitely what it all. This what it all boils down to. We could say whatever we want, what they would do, and
What if
that's
what if
just
we
the
got out
evidence
here
of
right
us not
now and was
leading.
like this we saying no to this shit forever? Like like if you got some shit we is not fucking with y'all, like we should
But
start
see,
roasting that shit.
right. And that'll be the perfect plan. But guess what? A die with the AK. First of all, do you know that the system will have to kill us if they did that? They will have to suppress that type of energy because
Mm.
that will cut off so many other people's money. That'll cut off those doctors' money. That'll cut off these rappers'
So
money.
the fuck
That'll
what
cut off
though?
this.
So what?
That'll
What
hold
what
on,
they
hold on,
got to do?
hold on.
Okay.
That'll cut down the strippers. That'll cut down all this shit. That's not how this system works. Everything has to go together for a medium or for distraction or for you know what I mean. But I agree with you 100. If we did that, we'll be here today, going tomorrow. I'll merch it. I merch it. If we had 40 men right now that every time we seen these bitches and OnlyFans and shit, we put up hella videos riding and nigga.
It'll
Yeah, that's
really be like the war on black women and shit. You know what I mean? Like they really run with that. Black men don't protect us shit because they'll say some shit like, oh, well, Tom and Derek, they balling too. They'll take a motherfucker like me and shit, and then it's just gonna go to that. Like they always gonna find a way to cop out and not hold accountability. Like you know what? Like
Facts.
for the women that really like do this shit
yeah.
for men will be like, wow, I really got to be a natural sister. You know what I'm saying? And then ain't no reversing that shit, bro. Like, I mean, it is, but what you gonna get your ass done and get it all sucked out again and shit just because niggas are saying like,
They
yeah, I'm
wouldn't.
not into
They
that.
wouldn't
You gonna get
change.
that.
They wouldn't change. They Nah, they wouldn't change. The toxic people in the community wouldn't change. It just they wouldn't have a platform to be getting exposure. That would be the only shift in it. You know what
Mm,
I'm saying? You ain't changing none
mm,
of these people. You just
mm,
you just highlighting the people who you should be
Mm-hmm.
highlighting. This is why I say it. I could say it again. You
yeah.
when you going through a job interview, you gonna have 100 people. Out of that 100 people, who are going to be the best candidate for you and specifically you? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
if shit, if for specifically you, it just so happened to be a chick who's not as attractive as like this other chick, but this chick who is not as attractive, she benefits you as far as like your growth and your progression. You know what I'm saying? It would be wise to make that choice versus the chick who just easy on the eyes and shit. You know what I'm saying? It would be wiser to make that decision. So you know what
Facts.
I'm saying? But then again, that also ties into the discipline of yourself. So
But see,
I don't know.
My brother Mir just made a great point, and I wanna know what you brothers think about this. He said evidence shows that males dictate history and business, but females always dictate culture and appearance. Mm, that's low key.
That's very
I
true.
like that. That's very true, man. I would think I would agree with that. We push economics forward. They push emotion forward. So they may dictate um like let me see
Fashion, food,
fashion. Yeah,
music,
yeah,
stuff like that. That's
yeah.
that's the stuff they dominate. That's the stuff they
Facts,
dominate.
facts,
But
facts,
that's what we willing to feed into all the way. So
facts. There
you
you
know
go
what I'm
ahead.
saying? Like that's we willing to continue to create shit like that for them to mold it and put, kind of promote, air quote, promote it for us. You know what I mean? Like, oh, like, yeah, ladies, this what we doing now. You know what I'm saying? And they the ones that, oh, look at this. This is how niggas dress now. You know what I'm saying? Like, remember how, bro, like when Chief Keef was out, you seen every bitch
He
wanted a
said
nigga
he
that
said
wore
just as a
polo.
suppressor.
KK is correct. You have to finance to say no. Just can't be verbal only. Facts. But like when Chief Keef was out, bitches wanted the niggas that wore the trues and the polo and Nike every, you know what I'm saying? And then and now they still do. Now they want the
But see, my
dreadhead
only question
hood, but still
are
getting
those are
legal
those high
money.
quality women though? Like
No, not
are
at
those the
all.
high quality women? Like that's what I'm saying.
Not
Who
at
care?
all.
I don't bro, I don't care about fucking impressing none of these Instagram busted challenge thoughts. You know what I'm saying? Like you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
we past them. Like you know what I'm saying? Like that's like I said, we have to I think I don't know if I was talking to UK about this, but I think I was talking to John Green. Like we gonna have to have a civil war as far as it, as far as separating the righteous versus the wicked in our community before we even get to any kind of war outside of what we got going on. You know what I'm saying? Like we gonna have to filter out those type people, even though they might look like us, talk like us, all that. You know what I'm saying? They might not be representing us as a whole in a great way, you know what I'm saying? Especially when it comes to the women, you know what I'm saying? They don't mind Meg the Stallion and Cardi B and all them representing them. And we don't mind Future and Odell Beckham and all these other dudes, you know what I'm saying, representing us. So before we even get to like changing anything about anybody else, we gotta purge that first. We have to purge that first.
I agree
Why do
100%,
black
brother.
women
That was a perfect point. I wanna ask this question that my brother Bob, man. Shout out my brother Bob even for tuning in, brother, man. We definitely appreciate it. Uh, um, he asked the question: Why do black women feel a certain way when we date outside our race? AK, I'm gonna go and let you handle this one first, bro. I'm gonna go and let you tackle this one first.
That's tough.
That's a good question. Like I like intentionally don't speak out on shit like that sometimes because I mean as far as issues that like have to do with black women, because especially because they be on Facebook and it's like, oh, I just clicked this shit and who you with? You with so and so, and I be and they make it seem like your point is still so invalid because like I don't go off of the shit my mother does, but that's kind of, I know she would do them things too sometimes, or you know, not even just for out like that. Like you know that they feel a certain way because they swear they tell you that the black man don't appreciate them. Then when the black man's with somebody else, then it's like, oh yeah, you really don't give a fuck about us. And then they don't understand kind of the wants and goals that they put out for themselves. Like I don't strictly not talk to or not date black women. One, because I'm engaged. Two, because it always came down to the type of black man I was. Like I wasn't the nigga in the streets and big and bad and shit like that, bro. Like I like what I like, and I think to other black women it wasn't like um even Soul say that I might not have shit that make them want to submit to me. You know, like they don't take me serious, I don't think. Because I'm into anime and I'm into just cracking jokes all the time and shit like that. Not saying all of them, but I would say just generally, you know. And it don't even be me trying to make it their fault. You know, I used to date black women in high school and shit too, and it was always the, not saying this defines all of them. It was always the, well, you not the one, you not out here enough for me. You know what I'm saying? Like you ain't out in the street late enough, or you ain't wearing this type of shit. Like, yeah, you know, I thought you was somebody else and shit. Like,
But
and
K,
that's what I like about like, yeah,
you want to know what I why I know that is because like I just said, what we have allowed the example of being. So okay, when you hear alpha in the black community, Pookie and Ray Ray, the first niggas that we think of, the Deontay's, the Trays, the dudes who represent the black community in the most masculine way, which are the,
who
you know what I'm
represent the
saying?
struggle of the black community.
Which nah,
You
bro,
mean I ain't even
bro.
trying
I
to be
swear to
like
God, you
that.
call
Just
it
on
that,
some real shit. Like the niggas that struggle the most are the ones
bro.
they want. Like they want niggas that can't get out the hood. You know what I'm saying? They don't want niggas that, but it gotta be the white man though. They would date no nigga if he was a pharmacist, scientist, rocket. You know what I'm saying? They would because he got bread, but like they would, it'd still be, oh yeah, she cheated because I still like wasn't hood enough in some kind of way. Shit, you know what I'm saying? It's always like a
Yeah,
hitter, or you
you
always
don't
lack
understand.
something that they don't want. You know what I'm saying? Or that they need. And nowadays is money.
No, yeah, cause they don't need you at the time. They don't need you at the time, but wait until they already have a kid by Pookie and Ray Ray, and then they turn 30, and then you know what I'm saying, they see that Pookie and Ray Ray not trying to commit to them on that level. Then here they go hitting you back up, like, oh, you know what I'm
I
saying?
need
Like,
me a
so
real man. Like you said, you had one. Like what? And
bro,
it don't be
I've
me. It's
already
just not me
experienced that
just cracking
already.
on black women neither, bro. Like there are all kinds of women out there like that. But as a black man, that's where I get the most of the smoke from. You know what I'm saying? I
Yeah.
ain't never had no Mexican bitch say, "Oh, you that weird shit? Or you into that cartoon?" Like it only come out of black woman mouth. So
Let
then
me
they
ask
tell
this.
me, "Go ahead."
My bad. Let me ask this. My brother Mir say white husbands only bend the knee at 4%. He say they spend it He said because he was talking to Bob. I guess he was answering the question of why do black women feel a certain way when we date outside our race, and I guess he was answering so they spend it on a black father quicker, but they never marry black women over 4%. I'm kind of not sure what he was saying with that one, but I want to ask: do white husbands only bend their knee at 4%? That'd be crazy. That'd be a crazy statistic.
Bro, hell no. You know that's not true.
I'm just trying to see. That'd be crazy. That'd be pretty cool. Like if they have all that power that their women are that submissive and that respectful that bitches be coming up to them like, let me marry you. But I don't know if that's what he means, so I don't want to misinterpret my brother. But yeah, answer that for me, Mir. And yeah, my bad to interrupt though, AK. You could go ahead. I
Nah,
just want that.
I ain't even want to like keep going because I feel like listeners just feel like it's just me coming down on them, and that's not the case. Like
I
you know,
mean,
like
you.
they have a standard.
Right,
They have to
right.
admit that they have
Mhm.
a standard. Not every single one, but generally as a collective, they have a standard. And I'm not one of the people that do things to fit that criteria, or I don't mold
Mhm.
myself to be for somebody else. That's why a lot of these niggas are still simps, still saying black woman got, you feel how you want. I'm not saying you're wrong for thinking that, but people that only hold a certain ethnicity or race
Mhm.
of people on a pedestal will never truly experience the world, you know what I mean, and understand different types of love and different ideas and things like that. And I'm gonna keep reiterating on this. It's not knocking anybody for thinking that, but they like I feel like they're the only race of women that hear that and then try to capitalize off of that into how much more they can get out of us, you know. And you see this shit happen to brothers that put them up there on that pedestal and give them everything that they want and ask for, and it always comes down to money. So when I say shit like that, I'm going off of like the ones you would say have made it in life and
Yeah.
that are more in our age, not like Michelle Obama now. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
That like her age was off pure love, off of pure like is this
Mm,
a potential man for me when you go from the ground up with somebody back then though.
Mm. Mm.
Now there's so much
right.
again, like the brother said, they put out so much of this black men, we gotta have it. That's the only way you gonna get a bitch is, or you can't get a
Yeah.
bitch because you don't got it like I do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We degrade each other
Right, right.
about women that we are attracted, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm,
Like
Yeah.
if I had somebody like
right.
if we had some rapper on here and was talking and was just discussing, he'd be like, "Man, you ain't even pulling the bitches I'm pulling, and you ain't even getting the bitches I'm getting."
Fact.
It'd
Fact.
be because he got, you know what I'm saying? Like, of course, like you have everything everybody wants. Like they're groupies for a reason.
That's
Mm,
fact. That's
And I
facts.
don't mean to say
That's
black that's
fact.
what black women are. I think like we said earlier, they look for the easy way out, and they want niggas that can give them the easy way out. They swear to God they want to build and do all this, bro. No, they don't, bro. Especially
They
25
don't.
and
Not no
up,
more.
bro. They
But is
don't.
that because
You would
listen?
have had
Hold
to had
on.
a system from way back though, like
Now is that because white women not having to build because they getting it? Like my brother Mir say, he said white women will pick out best producing black men all in an effort to run a sex mind trick on a black man, knowing black man can't beat females in court.
the
Mm.
hell.
Mm. My life.
What the Department of Justice tracks marriage certificates? That's
nah,
facts.
I
So
think
what
white
y'all think
women in
about
general are
that?
not leaders, brother.
The ones with money,
Women in
yeah.
general is not leaders.
You said who
Women in general are not leaders.
are not leaders? You said
No, they
hell,
not. Not at all. They not naturally.
hell no, they
Not at all.
definitely shouldn't be. Definitely not.
Some niggas that
But they're
disagree.
not.
Some
They're
niggas
not.
that
They're not.
say
They're
that.
not.
Now, women definitely okay. This is the because this is where balance comes in, and where some women have had the experience and distribute not distribute but display leadership qualities sometimes when it comes down to the money, like my brother Bob said. Sometimes you do got a female out here like, bro, I'm not finna let no nigga, I'm not finna let nothing stop me from getting my bag, or I'm not finna let nothing stop me from taking care of my children. That's when the leadership in a woman is good, but of course, that's when we know that the leadership in a man has failed. So that's the crazy side of that story. So women only have to become leaders when a man wasn't being a good leader. Correct?
Who is going to
That
be
makes
the
sense.
one, or what is going to show them that it's not about the money? What's
Mm.
that going to take? Who's going to make that
But
popular?
but in this world, ain't it about the money, K? Or no?
Not at all. Not at all. Not at
Bro,
all.
you got Missy got this song "Takeaway" with Genuine, bro. With she say, because if you go broke, I gotta make it last. So she was basically saying, take away all that fancy shit, all that famous shit. Like she's still down.
Right.
How
Yeah,
many
they
more
don't
women
care.
are
They don't
like
care
that?
about.
That's what I'm saying. You said they don't care about the money.
But so you just said when you
Nah,
get a more of a status. So what do you mean? You just said when you get more of
but
a status,
when
you
I
get
say,
more women. But see, this goes back to the point of
well, no,
men.
that's
Oh, go ahead, my bad.
no, that's what Mir was saying. I think he
Yeah,
said something along the lines of.
yeah, okay. Let me
I
get
think
some
he
more
said
wine.
something along the lines of. You gotta financially say no or something like that. All I said was once you get on your purpose and you raise your status as far as what you doing as far as what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? Maybe and like I said, status don't necessarily equal money. You know what I'm saying? We know a lot of people who got blue checks on Instagram who not rich. You know what I'm saying? So it's never about the money. Because if it was about the money, bro, my dad was dead broke when he had me. I could give you know what I'm saying, bro? If women getting women was only about the money, then obviously it'll be only the 3% of people
But
who
see,
rich
okay,
getting
listen,
the
right,
information.
right. But see,
But
okay, so we're not talking about getting women, we talking about keeping women or actually leading women. So we said we about leading, right? Because again,
bro,
women are not judged on the man that they can have sex with and have babies by, bro. That's about a dozen. I know many of bitches right now that be having niggas like this. It's every time I look up, they got another nigga.
see, look what Mir say. He said never was about the money. Only when we urban folks think like that. It's never been about the bread. It's never been
Legacy.
about from what it looked like to me. But then again, I'm not looking out here for a chicken head who's only money hungry, bro. I'm not looking at for those type of women. Now,
Mm,
you play a gamble when you do look for those kind of women. You feel what I'm
right.
saying? You looking for
Right.
those chicks who hungry for that kind of status and that kind of power. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you
Mm-hmm.
you run a risk. And like I said, I don't feel bad for none of these celebrities who get divorced by these women once that
Mm-hmm.
money dry up because you knew what was going to happen. You knew what was going to happen. Just like I don't feel bad when these black women get done wrong by Pookie and Ray Ray, and now they
Mm-hmm.
complaining
And
because
now they
because
now they
guess what?
45, and you know what I'm saying? Fact.
It ain't never been about the bread. 'Cause if it was about the bread, bro, if it was about the bread, women would be dating accountants and dating lawyers and dating doctors if they really wanted really money. You know what I'm saying? They don't care about money. They don't. They not. They want the illusion. That's
But
what they
why they?
like.
That's what I'm saying. So
Illusion.
why they dating futures and you know what I'm saying? We date niggas. These bitches out here want to date Rashid and Daytime from down the street more than they want to date. What Kevin Samuels and them be calling them Enrique and he be like and Henry. These niggas be coming up with these names.
Yeah, because
They
it's
be
a good feeling. It's an
That's true.
electric, bro. We can't lie. We can't lie, bro. When you dating or when you coming across a female who's a very attractive and her energy sexually is very high, you can't
Mm-hmm.
lie. It's a drug, bro. It's a drug.
Mm-hmm.
You know what
It
I'm saying?
is.
And
It is.
they get that same feeling when you dating this gang banging ass nigga who got hella juice in the hood. I'm talking about everybody know he'll let that clip go. Everybody know he
Right.
with the shits and all that. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? Like when she gets seen with him,
But that's what
when
it
she gets
be
seen with
about.
him,
It be about status. Like bitches think that like just because
status.
niggas are in the hood, they have this kind of status to even be able to be out there to begin
Right.
with. Like, cause if he was some lame ass nigga, he couldn't hang on the
Right.
block. You know
He
what I'm
couldn't, or
saying?
you hear this a lot. You hear this a lot. He couldn't handle me. He couldn't handle me.
Yeah,
Why are
yeah.
women making it popular, especially black women, make it popular to want to be handled? If I gotta stay flexing my hand and have to like raise my hand at you to handle you and shit, like we only gonna be
And
having
that and
sex
that
and
that's
that's
that that's why they get mad when we say we talk about
yeah.
being submissive because they think that's what comes with it is like a nigga that's gonna raise the hand and get loud and they think that
Mm,
it mean folding up
Now
when we do shit
I'm gonna
like
be
that.
real. I break up with a chick if she ever get me to that point of where I feel like I gotta raise my voice and all that because
yeah.
one, my mom raised me from a young like yo, you know what I'm saying. When you get into relationships and she's starting to promote energy of violence from you, it can't
Hmm.
it can't benefit you being with her because
Facts.
all you got to do is tap in that energy for just a few seconds and now you've got a domestic violence charge on you. You know what I'm saying? So I don't even deal with those kind of women at all. And like I said, I mean, it depends on the man all the time. If the higher standards you have, the less or I ain't gonna say well, yeah, the less requirements you put on women, the more sex you're gonna have. I'm not gonna deny that. You know what I'm saying? So if the question is, oh well, okay, how do we change a high volume amount of women, but also keep our principles and morals in check? I would believe that those contradict each other because the more you raise your standards, not only just the relationships that you have changed, but the friendships that you have changed, all those things change. So
Mm.
I think when it comes down to it, you got to look at yourself as the prize, and you gonna have to start to filter out the chicken heads, the ones that just want you know what I'm saying, just want the
Facts.
flash and glamour and all that shit, and only
Facts.
deal with them on the weekend. You know what I'm saying?
So
You
let
know,
me let me say this, and I'm gonna let my brother Mr. Research get in because he did just hop in. I definitely want to hear the brother's perspective. My brother John Green said women like attention, so they go to the men uh whose society praise, which is the
right.
rapper looking niggas. Any niggas that's got skinny jeans and a V-Lone T on. You know what I'm saying? I'm seeing, they got the bitches
Mm,
around them. You know what I'm saying? Niggas that I do see in the hood. I know niggas
mm,
out south right now that live in their OG crib, but stay around the baddies or that stay around some money or that stay
mm,
around, you know what I'm saying? Like that lifestyle, bro, of traveling and shit. Like I know these niggas. You know what I'm saying? And I'll be like, damn, bro, I'm punching the clock though. You know what I'm saying? Stable life and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely want to let my brother Mir go ahead and punch in, brother. How you doing? Welcome to the panel, man.
Appreciate it, appreciate it. So I'm just trying to be helpful, man. This is just my different perspective. So I understand. I'm like a unicorn. So I'm from the hood, but I remixed the game for myself. Now I work in medical finance. And the reason I put that out there is because your perspective changes depending on what level of classism you in as it relates to these chicks. So females really have a hard time with us because we got the ability to walk away. We got the ability to walk past the baddest chick with her breast standing up and not see her. While other cats, and this ain't coming down on them, they're constantly acknowledging that a chick is breathing.
Deep.
And for that reason, the chick gets Superman powers based on the fact that dudes is paying her attention. It's kind of like what I brought into a lot of these spaces when I say, if you really, and now this sounds like tricking. I ain't gonna lie, but just walk with me for a minute. It's kind of like I said to dudes, man. When you get to the level where you really about your money and you focused on your money, having a chick that you just smash on a regular, just a side here, take this 500 or take this 200 or go get yourself something nice and come back and give me a blowjob while I study for this test. When you got certain chicks in your life who can follow lead like that, you stop tripping off the chick that you met at the bar, you met at the club. You stop tripping off all that stuff. And it kind of frees your mind. So with that said, what you guys was talking about earlier is simply this. These females want the most gullible dude with the most open wallet. That's true. And if they can't get that, they're gonna get kind of what my brother up the top said. They're gonna get the dude who can't financially fight back. Meaning that I'm gonna get with a dude, let him smash, all that type of stuff. But if something go wrong, I get pregnant. But I know he ain't paper tight. I know I got him on lock.
And then they put themselves in this, baby mama realm, single mom realm, and that don't be they don't even be single mothers. They be single women because the man's still doing what he trying to do, and they be single women saying that they're single mothers, bro. And that's a huge fucking misinterpretation.
To your point, though, couldn't they had to win at another option? But see, that other option was harder to deal with. That other option had the ability to walk past ass. He got a lawyer.
Hold on. Standards. He had requirements.
That other option took work. It took competition because he probably did have another woman texting him too, and that he could be like, "No, what can you bring to me?" You know what I mean?
Where was you at? I was with the bitch that's hooking. You know what I'm saying?
That's powerful.
Well, because here's the thing. Like I've been on spaces where people try to give me this shame thing. I used to be a former pimp back in the day, short time pimp, but former. And dudes will say to me, because I brought into the space, I said, yeah, I got 2 sugar babies that I deal with. Oh man, you tricking. Look, I haven't had an argument since 2004. I don't even know what that feel like. And then everybody pauses. And then everybody pauses. It's like I don't even know what that. I don't even know the understanding. The last time my fiance talked to me out of pocket, I told her, sweetheart, I really love you, but I will have these Mexicans at this door 4 a.m. and pack up all my shit and feel nothing about it. Guess what? She tried me. The reason I say that is not to be braggadocious. I'm saying the solution for black men: stop caring about women like that. Stop even caring, sweetheart. My name is Ralph, Ricky, Rion. It's my world. You want to partake in it? This is what you got to do. You don't want to do that? I totally understand. Can you move to the side because your friend seems like she's trying to push you down to get to me?
And guess what? She's gonna do what I say. She's gonna do exactly what I want.
Here's my last point.
Telling her all the shit she ain't doing.
Right. Here's my last point, fellas. Here's my last point, and this is why I wanted to come up. Women want safety at the end of the day. Only the dumb chicks want to appease their girlfriends with, I got him doing this, I got him doing that. When you look at these chicks, and when I said 4%, White husbands don't marry black women over 4% for the past 50 years. Okay, that's not a black man problem. That's not a black woman problem. White dudes will date black chicks, squirt on them, but they ain't putting rings. But guess what they do? They walk past chicks. We are the ones paying attention with them. We the ones trying to reason with them. So our solution really is, and I'm gonna mute myself after this. I tell dudes, stop caring like that. Go get you your sexual attention on the side. And like I tell every new chick I deal with, sweetheart, I already got 2 polyamorous chicks that I deal with. But let's go out, let's hang, let's see if the friendship will blossom. I don't need your vagina. So now they got to put in work. Go ahead, gentlemen.
Damn, that's
Wow.
straight. That's straight real shit.
Yeah, that's a
Because
mic
they
drop,
would,
brother.
bro, for real. That's crazy as hell. He said he hit everything on the head, bro. Think of
My
how.
life. Hold on,
Think
let me
what is
find a
what is.
picture for this. I need to find like a big ass fax or some shit.
That's some ism right there. Yeah, he talking. He
Think of. That's what I'm saying. Like, what is.
Yeah,
And we don't even have to come together and be no collective or none of this shit to even do it. What's the new standard that we gonna set to even get you looked at? You know what I'm saying? Other than the ass and all that shit. What are people gonna change other than the cash flash and the clothes and shit? Cause we don't give a
that's
fuck
all we
about them.
doing.
But how what are we gonna do to bring them our way?
Well, the first thing you got to do is, again, stop caring. Second thing is stop hanging around dudes that care. That's really it, man. Because once you become an international dude, once you able to, and we ain't we talking some about something greater than passports, but once you able to go to Montana for the weekend, go jump up to Oregon on one of those $200 plane trips, then your level of not caring really kicks in, and that's what women are online are talking about now, because between the Gen X and the dudes who are really doing it, dudes don't really care like that. So chicks are trying to shame dudes publicly and disrespect dudes as if it's 1980. Like you supposed to put me first at all costs. Well, check this out, sweetheart. I'm putting my children first, right? How are you the most unprotected? Shouldn't it be the children that are the most unprotected? Wait a minute. Standards are all off. So that's really what it's
Damn,
about.
damn.
Man,
That's another mic drop. Put that shit
that's
back
another
up.
one, man. Because again, we do. I do hear that a lot about women are the most unprotected, or even we're saying black men are the most unprotected. That's not taking accountability for us leaving our children unprotected because we're not caring enough about ourselves. And then, like my brother just said, I mean, I've been in kind of a new manosphere space as well. I've been listening to, damn, I forgot his name. He's like, his name Coach something, Coach Andrew or some shit, and he talks about, look at the he talks about like the free agent lifestyle, and basically just in every facet of life, kind of thinking more freely, thinking more abundant. Remember, so what we were talking about, when a man has that scarcity mindset of thinking that he don't even have any options, whether that's options in jobs, whether that's options in women, whether that's options in friends, whether that's options in mindsets and activities, he will start becoming stagnant, and his energy will become inert because he's not focused enough on healthiness or love of self, and just thinking freely, bro. Because men, we're supposed to be free, bro. I think when we started getting constricted of a lot of our rights and shit, that's what kind of really broke the earth. When men start getting enslaved, at first they had to enslave the children and women, of course, because they're weaker, they weren't the warrior class. But I think when they were able to start enslaving men, that's when the world truly, became how it is today. You know what I mean? So that's a powerful point,
Right.
man.
Well, enslavement, man, is all a part. And I don't mean for people who got because I'm in African spaces now, and I had these same conversations. So I ain't gonna say it here and not say it there. Africans throughout history. I'm a big history person. I drop a whole bunch of history stuff. Africans, unfortunately, okay, like for example, you guys know Nigeria is not the name of that place. A white woman named that place.
Of course. Of
So with
course.
that
Yeah.
said, that's the Nok Empire. You're supposed to stay with your kind of what Kay just said. You're supposed to stay all about your manhood. How you gonna let somebody come in and tell y'all who y'all are just so y'all can get a coin? See, nobody respects that worldwide, and this is why they always try to play melanated people to the
Come
left.
on, come on.
Their, their thinking is melanated people are good for two things: lifting something and busting a nut. We got to start out thinking whites. I
Mm.
get in the boardroom
Jeez.
every week out thinking whites and Filipinos. I helped 12 brothers get hired before the COVID hit. But then I say this to some brothers and I say, you can't do that from the safety of an Uber. Oh, Mr. Research, you're trying to shame me. No, I'm trying to educate you on why whites don't fear you because you
Right.
got to outthink them. They get turned on when they get outthought of. It's like a chess thing for them. Go ahead, gentlemen.
Right.
I
So
agree.
I,
Like
I had I had I had
Wow.
another
I,
question.
I was I
The
was
question with
yeah,
that,
go
so
ahead.
what like as far as outthinking them, are you talking about in the sense of a business standpoint? Because I know when when you speaking on things as far as like rulership or what I'm saying,
I would
changing in power as
I would
far as
even
what
say
I'm saying, power
even
standpoint.
being
What like
you can outthink them by even just being unpredictable. Like for the and that's for the Pookies and Ray Rays that make it clear and obvious of who they are. I feel like you really grasp attention when you unintentionally having people figure you out. People come up and talk to you more, or they start trying to relate to things that you're saying because they're trying to figure
mm,
you out, see what you into and shit like that. And that's for I would say like all social
right,
gatherings. You know what I mean? People are just trying to figure each other out. So when you it's a better game to play, and that's a kind of a good like thing with marketing. If you make yourself not unavailable, but so unpredictable, people will continue to do
mm,
things to try to figure you out and see,
right,
sometimes it may be a snake situation. They might use you or they truly might be seeing what you about and shit. I feel like that's true presentation and display of like
Exactly.
the human self.
Exactly. White dudes like being thrown off with your dark skinned face, my dark skinned face. They
Let
like
you
being thrown off.
one thing to throw them off. Let you go to an all white place and you find out that and they find out you got a fucking like license to carry and shit like that, or you have a registered for a car,
right,
or
right,
you have
Or
any legal
right.
documentation of owning a
yeah, any
firearm.
legal documentation. I got 5 certifications for my career field. That throws
I
them
was
off.
that shit would throw them off so hard. Like, oh, did like he know the law well enough, or
Right.
he willing to protect himself
Like he
hard
got
enough that he
power
went and
for it.
got that he
Yeah,
got this shit. You know what I'm saying? So then what they
So
do start talking to
he
you about
official.
all
He
kinds of
official.
guns and shit like that. Then they want to get into
He official.
it's just
that's what we mean by outthink is that white people don't really have the level of hate that they used to have when I was a kid. But I mean because you couldn't get a job back in the 80s if you was black. I mean, all these jobs cats is getting now. No, you
Right.
would have got a bunch of sorry we're not hiring, and they'd have kept that hiring sign in there in your face. Week number 6, and still not hiring you. And you be qualified like all hell. But but the thing
could
is,
you imagine McDonald's doing this shit? Like,
man,
Uh,
look,
yeah, we
it
ain't
was
hiring.
like that. It was
hell
like that.
no.
That's
Be-
why
yeah.
we look at Gen Z and we say, Gen Z people got it so easy because before the internet, man, it was really a trip in this joint. But here's the funny thing. It was less anti-black than it is now. Meaning that
Mm,
meaning that a white person can talk that racism stuff to K, but still say, "Come on, NIGR, you want to work? I'll give you a chance." It was the weirdest thing compared to somebody who don't use none of that language and gonna smile and block you just so their person from, like, let's say I sit in the chat room, the person hiring might be Irish. They don't care if an Irish person just got to this to your state and they gonna hire that Irish person. That person don't even have the skills that K has, but they gonna hire them because they have a kinship like that. They not looking at for the person with the best skill set. I speak a little bit of Gujarati,
Right.
an Indian dialect. I've overheard people hook up people from India. Just get here, I'll get you an interview. Imagine if you was a black boy had that type of love. So,
Yeah, for real.
these
For
are
real.
levels of the game that I didn't even know existed until I got up in there. So again, to answer your point, bruh, is that they want you. If you look at every movie you ever looked at that had to do about business, they didn't get physically mad like us black people. They didn't want to try to kill each other. They said, "You got me. Good luck. Now I'm finna go build this company from scratch and take that shit back and cripple you and marry your daughter and plant my seed in her belly." That's what they do. So if you able to say, "You know what, man, check this out. K screwed me over. That's cool. That's cool. I'm not gonna do nothing drastic, but here's what I've already done. I've made a deal with somebody that don't like K. We got a side business going on in a different market other than he operating in. I'm gonna let him disrespect me in public while that company grows. And before K even recognize it, 8 months later, I'm buying his shares. What the fuck? What the, what
I
the
was
hell?
gonna say what?
That's powerful.
Right. It's not. We as black men got to stop being physical, and we got to stop worrying about this once a month bleeding vagina. Because I see white dudes who I work with who are married go to the spa on lunchtime, get sucked off, and come right back to the money.
Cause when you, hey, what was name say? What was he say? Now I do what I want. Now I do what I want. What you talking
Hey,
about?
for real. Hey,
When
don't get
you
no
get
fuck by no kind of repercussion. You know what I'm saying? Like, so what? So what really do we like? This the thing too. Like, I don't think we should set a standard as a collective. I think we just have to come to
Hey,
a
fellas,
ground
I gotta
level
go.
of, all right.
say that one more
Fellas, I
time,
gotta go.
so. Oh yes,
I gotta
sir.
dip. I gotta dip
Yes,
out, man.
sir.
Such a great deal with you guys, man. Such a great deal, man. Nice meeting you, brother. What's your name again?
Mr. Research.
Mr. Research,
Oh,
Joe.
yeah.
We gonna try
Appreciate
to
you, brother.
do this Mondays now, Joe. This was, but yeah.
Oh yeah,
So
yeah.
definitely, man, definitely. So, man, much
Very
love
great
to you,
deal.
bro.
Nice
Enjoy
meeting
your
you, brother.
night.
And
Right.
again, so just so you know, man, my thing is just a different perspective because you might run into this a year from now and be like, "I remember that dude research said that this is what's happening. I see it now."
Yes.
That's my whole point.
Nah,
Give people
man.
other versions of the game.
Thank you,
That,
brother.
Mm.
Thank you, bro. I appreciate it.
man, I appreciate it too. I definitely appreciate it. Like real shit, man. Uh, we ain't got to end though, y'all. What we could definitely keep building.
Oh yeah,
Let me see
definitely.
if I had any other questions in my little notebook really quick. Let me see. Because I mean, we started off again with with what do men judge women off of? Uh, you know what I'm saying? We answered that. Um, I think we even answered men, what does men confidence come from? Did we answer that, or would y'all want to dive on that for the last question?
I
What
think
does a
that's what
man's confidence come
the
from?
brother was saying. We when we see that we run and kind of set the trend, like what we doing is being looked at. We like the outside gratification as a culture. I feel like that's why we always try to be like, well, why this didn't happen to this person when we went? You know what I'm saying? We be so reflective
Mm-hmm.
or defective on, yeah, reflective on shit. And I think once other people start appreciating us more than we do ourselves, then they be confident, they be ready to go get it. Again, it has to be some kind of, it go for all people. Anybody that's confident knows that something is working for them and they keep at it, they keep getting better at it and shit. So I think that knowing that we set the trends and the cultures, the things that are hip and cool and shit like that, that builds our confidence. Look at how many more, even on Instagram, you see some of these guys, you see a lot more like comedian pages now. A lot of
Mm-hmm.
these internet comedians, because they feel like
Mm-hmm.
they got the confidence seeing other, people even back from like Vine and shit getting on now,
Facts.
having like up to having acting roles in movies. Like and they see that outside gratification is what got them there.
So to the brother Goku, I don't know your real name, but let's just call you Goku.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
No,
let me
folks.
ask you. Let me ask you a question.
I'm already going.
Nah,
I'm
that's
gonna
Already.
good. That's kind of dope. Shit.
I'm
Go
gonna I'm
ahead.
gonna answer this question in a different way. Why have you never seen no swords in Africa? You've seen swords in Russia, England,
Mm,
Japan, China. Why you ain't never seen it in Africa?
mm,
Because our perception. Before I answer, let me say it again. Why is it you never seen no body armor in Africa?
mm.
Conquistadors had it. Mexicans had it. Everybody had it. Everybody had it except for Native Americans and Africans. And why is that? Because everybody realized one thing about us as males.
Yeah.
We are confident over women.
Mm,
And as long as you
What?
dangle, and even to this day, 2020, what is most of our conversation? Chicks. Y'all, you guys said it earlier before I come on. I bet you ain't fucking like I'm fucking.
mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, so there was a story about the Prince of the Ivory Coast. Prince of the Ivory Coast, very strange story. He sits up here. His father is in a battle with other black people. Ain't it always the case? Other black people in Africa fighting Africans for the sake of what? So he goes to the French king in France for help. He ends up impregnating the king's wife. Recognize game. Recognize game.
Mm,
He ends up impregnating the queen's wife. And I say on other channels, the white man don't care if you screw his wife. He wants your land and property. So here's this prince. He impregnates the queen who formerly of Spain, and he takes him down in the dungeon and says, "This is your daughter. I'm gonna let her live because we French, we respect your race. Unlike if you go to the Dutch, do business with them, look how they treat blacks. You go over here, look how they treat blacks. We gonna do you right." So
mm-hmm.
because this prince wanted to get rid of these black people fighting him in Africa, he gave France the ability to come down and put a trading post in the Ivory Coast when the Ivory Coast was under a different name at the time, an African name, but France changed it to the Ivory Coast. Once again, a white person changed the name of Africa, but
Mm-hmm.
nevertheless, he changed it. He created a trading post. Now, what did this prince get in exchange for that? Well, France provided ships that sat on the water to protect the Ivory Coast backside from canoes and people, Africans, coming up and they had captains who controlled these ships, right? With cannons and whatever, right? Here's a
Mm-hmm.
question for you and KK. Why didn't this prince have his people learn how to control these ships? Why are you paying France to have the ships there and for France people to sit on the water and protect you. Oh, here's why. None of your Ivory Coast people know how to swim in deep water.
Mm-hmm.
So you haven't even done the first thing, which is train your people. You're so worried about let me go find somebody. Here go the confidence thing, KK. Let me go find somebody to assist me.
Yes.
Huh?
Come on.
What are we doing?
See, think about it. That's not how our natural people
Right.
acted. That's not
Last point, K.
Yeah.
So that happened in the 1800s.
Mm-hmm.
The French are just now in 2021 getting out of that deal. Go ahead, KK.
Yep. No, I mean, I'm agreeing 100% because, again, that's how this system works. It benefits off your need. That's why they finna get all of y'all asses with this COVID shit because it's finna come now. Now they talking about it's a new strand and niggas is finna get so sick. We finna be like, hey, I need the vaccine or I need the government. This is how they came to you. They came to us with plague, different spiritual systems. I told you this before, AK, or we call him Goku now. I told you this before, how Africans and our people, we laughed at oppressors who came and was like, hey, let me buy this land. We was like, silly motherfucker.
That's why
this
the
land
fucking
is
Indians
free.
were so fucking stupid, bro, because they believed that, they were definitely the ones being sold on that shit. You know what I'm saying? We had to make them work for that shit, bro. And at some point they continued to overreign and shit, man. So
everything was immediate.
We give the approval. That's why I was saying we be giving the okay to shit, man. That's what he was saying too. Like,
yeah.
And see, this is why when you guys come up, you have no respect for the male leadership because, like I tell these old ass dudes, stop putting these chicks first. Put your sons first. Everybody else does.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody else puts their sons first. Even Asian women put their sons first. Fuck their daughters. They put their sons first. You the only one sitting out here talking about females come before children. What the hell?
Yeah.
That's hyena talk.
Yeah.
What happens in hyena culture? The daughters become queens of the pack after the mom dies, and the boy who grew up right with the darn daughter gets killed off early.
All right.
What are we doing?
And y'all notice hyenas the silliest, most goofiest. So we the hyenas of the jungle. From the grave. We ain't the gorillas.
That's why they made them dumb as hell on the Lion King. Easy as fuck, bro.
Here's the thing about family, though. Like I said about family and legacy. Like I come from a legacy family, right? So even though I was on the block, I came from a legacy family, and I tell people, me and my father didn't get along. He was a damn asshole, but he left me land and property. You feel me? That's a totally different thing.
Right.
So it's like you don't have, and like I told my mom, I said, you know what? I would keep because she was talking about dividing it up amongst the children. I'm like, fuck them. I would keep the family in the name just in case one of our nieces and nephews get fucked up in the game and need to restart. What the hell? I'm gonna say, why sell it for a couple of million? Fuck that. You don't know if our great grand.
That's the thing too. That money sound good. How many people gonna actually keep up with that shit? You know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't never had this shit before. You gonna want to not take that deal and just would rather work it up, and then 5-7 years is worth 10 times more than that.
Even better than that. Like I tried to tell my neighbor that's two houses down. I said, dude, don't sell your mom's house. Me and you can form a management team. We'll manage it. I'll give you 80%. I'll just take 20. I mean, I know how to find people to rent out these rooms. What are you talking about? Sell it? Come on, bro. You're gonna get a windfall. That's it.
Oh my Lord.
Yeah.
Oh my Lord.
But the key point is one of our descendants get fucked up in the game, divorce, child support, any type of crazy thing. Come to the family house, reset your life.
Reset your life, right?
Don't worry about
Could you
apartments. Don't
imagine
worry
having
about
that
rent.
shit like right now, like currently,
That's my point.
presently? If you, yeah, I feel that's thinking ahead. That's true.
But that's
Really.
here's the thing. That's the way we are as men. But unfortunately, the
Mm-hmm.
women are so
Mm-hmm.
think about me, focus on me, be about me type of chicks that
Right.
we end up playing the game too and not even realizing it. So anyway, I'm gonna put myself on mute.
Man, we diving
I
deep.
dig it. That's why.
We
That's
could
why
go
you
all
here.
night.
That's why you here. The happy wife, happy life, and shit. Like we think that's what it takes for us to have everything we want is to have a happier woman and shit. Like I don't
I
know.
think
Like it's some dudes that feel like that, bro.
I think we became givers, but to the wrong causes, man. And I think that's what truly, turned us around, especially as a man. We started to want to give more than like act and stuff. You know what I mean? So, I mean, I wanna keep this. I want to save another topic because I just found another question for next week that I'm writing down. So I want to cut it off here. But hey, Mr. Research Man, send me your email, bro. Look at bro screen. Oh, you know. But definitely, and Foreign Soul Hidden Gems, send me your email, man. I want to continue this and get a few more brothers up here, man, because this was powerful. And again, this is just a black male think tank. Like, today we kind of asked a few questions about the women. We gonna dive back and forth to two, but it's mostly about how men can
Yeah,
can
I was
can
I was
you
gonna
know
say people don't
improve.
get it misconstrued. This ain't where we just make it all about women. We tie it into us, into what we're doing, into
Fact.
that's kind of proven the display and interest of why y'all or pick us or judge us. You know what I'm saying?
True,
So
true
And
that.
and that's why I appreciate Mr. Research for coming in and dropping them gems because you definitely kept it stirred towards that way. You know what I mean? And again, I definitely appreciate that, bro.
No problem. Hey, I'm gonna bow out, but my final word is like this, man. Uh, the things I say are weird. They're different. That's only because I grew up in a different level of the game. Start selling dope. Homies told me, man, you too smart for the block. Because what we would do is we would never try to sell out. We we
Right.
make a bundle and then we bounce. And then we found that there were certain people who wanted to buy weight and they just didn't even want to come down to the hood. Okay, we gonna provide safety for you. You ain't got to come down here. And now we ain't even in the block and we become a major factor. You know what? We doing too good. And when me and my homie always lived by this, we doing too good, something is wrong. The money's
Mm,
coming too fast, something's wrong. You know what?
mhm.
Let's just bounce. Let's just bounce out of state. Y'all just gonna quit? Yeah, we good. Guess what? Left. My alias did some time, but I left. You feel me? So here I go. I'm not knowing what I want to do. I think I'm gonna die by 26. I accidentally bumped into this dude who needed to put up concert stage. Next thing you know, I'm in Romania putting up concert stage for rock and roll and EDM. Here I am 4 years later. I done been to Romania, France, England, the grill, paid under the table.
Mhm.
I wouldn't have been able to do that if I had fell in love with the block, if I'd have been fell in love
Mhm.
with the recop. You feel me?
Mhm.
So
Right.
then then I come back to America, still don't know what I'm doing. I'm 25 now. I
Mhm.
accidentally get into medical, but I got
Mhm.
street knowledge. What part of this do y'all love? Oh, y'all love certifications? Well, I ain't finished my
Mhm.
degree yet. Oh, my degree don't matter. The certifications do. Well, how much are
Right.
the certifications? 300, $1,000? Here, take that shit. Y'all love that? Let me go get another one. See, this is what I want black dudes to understand. The reason why I became a unicorn in the game, and I sound arrogant, I sound narcissistic, I understand. because it's different than what we were told.
Right.
Talk your
Everything
shit.
I operate on is what the Jewish dude got at sixth grade.
Mm-hmm.
It's what the
The
Latin dude.
hell, yeah, because we be thinking that it's just easy to just. That's what I'm saying. People use their generational wealth shit too loosely now. Like just because Nip said, people don't truly understand what it means to like leave some shit behind for somebody. Like for
Mm-hmm.
somebody
Yeah.
to like you said earlier, had that restart home or that restart environment or fun, whatever the fuck it may be. Like we don't truly understand that shit because none of us have really walked into that. Some of us
And
we
then
got lucky, you know.
and then our kids restart, our grandkids restart, our
That's what
granddaughters
I'm
restart.
saying.
Everybody keeps
We
restarting.
don't really know what that shit feel like. We keep saying that we swear to God we doing it, but like what
And
really are we doing? Like
and the last thing is this, Goku. Remember this, and I don't have no hate for my immigrant brothers because they just recognizing the opportunity and they try to get in. But they ain't fighting for this country. They ain't putting on no soldier uniform. Maybe 10% are, but they ain't putting on no soldier uniform. That's mostly black people doing that. Black people been fighting since the Buffalo Soldier and been getting nothing for it. All right, that's facts. That's documented facts. And so the immigrants come here, and their whole mission is to make sure their children are managers over your children. Let me say it again. Their whole goal is to not fight for this place and make sure that your children are in higher and fire position. I mean, their children are in higher fire position of your children. And we
Mm-hmm.
as black men gotta stop focusing on these chicks because you're about to have 11 million DACA people here.
Fact.
2023, most of your friends gonna be unemployed or barely making it. Much
Fact.
love to you guys, man. Thanks
Fact.
for having me on.
Yes. Yes, sir. No problem, brother, man. Much peace
yeah,
to you.
love.
Man, AK, man, this was powerful, bro. Again, I definitely appreciate you for always supporting it and coming in clutch just to add your perspective, bro. I know it takes time away from the fam and stuff, but shit, man, I
Yeah,
definitely
it's all
appreciate
good.
you.
It ain't nothing too major, man. Yeah, I definitely do what I can. You extend that invite, we gonna keep
Hmm.
doing this though. This shit cold. 'Cause we need to start having instead of posting shit all the time. We need to start coming together and just
No,
discuss on
for
it
real.
one
Just
time.
discuss it, you know what I'm saying, at one time. You
That's
know what I'm
it.
saying? All the questions and stuff we could just talk about. That's what this talk Black Men Think Tank is about, you all. You know what I'm saying? It's just us as brothers, what's important to us, you know what I'm saying? And we come together and discuss that. So again, I appreciate all you for tuning in. If you haven't already, I just dropped the EP on SoundCloud, but I'm finna upload it to YouTube as well, you guys. Man, I hope you guys enjoy that. I just dropped that, and also I
That's
just dropped
cold.
the bill on spiritual work, doing mirror work, family. So if you haven't checked that out as well, that was just a very powerful bill. Having to do a lot with
Wow,
self
he done
love.
gave y'all the EP and the bill. Y'all
Man,
don't
a bill.
appreciate
And
it.
this bill was almost 2 hours, y'all, and we just dropped gems.
Cole,
So
he and
that's
did this one. He did two bills of the EP. For y'all, man. Stop,
that's that's
man.
that's content. You know what I'm saying? We
But
putting the
niggas
work
don't
in this
work,
year,
dog.
y'all. Right, right. We putting that work in this year, y'all. But man, I appreciate you, Crypto, your boy, the God, man. I'm gonna get you on here as well. You and Foreign Soul Hidden Gems. Man, brother, we would definitely welcome you all on here as well. So, AK, man, definitely, Joe. Have a great night. And come on, man. I'm looking for your EP as well, Joe.
Likewise, yeah, man. I got one I gotta convert and shit. This is one I recorded a while back. I'm gonna put it on there, but once I figure that
Okay,
out, it'll
okay.
be out tonight, man. I'm late as hell. That's why
Oh, you said it's gonna still drop tonight?
I'm still putting it out tonight. Hell yeah.
Oh, thanks. I bet you not. You know what I'm saying? I'm finna roll up, I'm finna eat some, roll up. So I'm just trying to have something to listen to. You feel me?
That's
When they
it.
hear some shit.
Period. I didn't even know yours was off. I'm definitely finna.
Oh,
As soon as I get
go
my shit wrapped up, I'm gonna definitely tune into that.
go ahead, Joe. Go ahead, man. I hope you be proud of me, Joe. I put it together, for the team. So, you know what I'm saying, man. I definitely, man. But much love to you. Much love to you all, and we gonna go and bump out.
Likewise. All right, man.
Yes, sir. Peace.